So, what do you do about someone who consistently flakes on you? Someone flakes on you once, twice. It says they have little to no, low, zero interest in you. It also says they don't care. You're not a priority. And they're basically testing you. This didn't just happen overnight. This is something you kind of conditioned them to know that was okay to pull. You have to show that this behavior is unacceptable and that you actually mean it. Now, this is way harder to enforce. Do we want to? I'm telling you, you're a last resort. If this person has canceled on you more than twice, this video is ultimately to tell you what to do after the 2 times, because the first time we'll give them the benefit of the doubt. The second time, we're going to be firm. You'll hear every excuse in the book. Something came up, they're depressed, family stuff, friend stuff. And the last thing you want to do if you're a decent person is make them feel bad about canceling on you because something came up with their friends and family. It may not be clear right away, because the last thing we want to do is harp, complain, and feel needy when we're really not. Well, guess what? Something did not come up with their friends and family. They already knew about this, but they weren't that sure they wanted to participate or go. So what did they do? They made you, essentially, you are the last resort. And that sucks. Who knows how many plans they had this weekend? But what he's doing when it comes to your time, your needs, and not making you a priority speaks volumes about how he really feels. After 2 flakes in a row, you need to be done. I mean, I'm telling you, if you tolerate 2 flakes, I don't care what excuse they have, you're going to find yourself a month down the line, 2 months down the line, 3 months down the line with God knows how many times they've flaked. How many times have you spent your whole night getting ready, whole day getting ready, only to not hear from them, only to have them cancel, only to just have them fall asleep? If you allow it 2 times, it's going to continue. Were you treated so badly in your past that you're willing to be stood up, flaked on, canceled time after time by a nice guy who just doesn't call you names when you disagree on something? You have to realize, however you're feeling about him, he does not feel the same about you. Fuck that. This guy is learning that he can do whatever he wants. Flake however often as he feels, and he can still get you when he wants it. This is what's happening when we're being cool, not freaking out. This is what we're allowing, and it's happening so covertly that we don't see it. If you don't put a stop to it after 2 times, you literally just invited this person to walk all over you. And they may do it nicely, but they're still walking all over you. And that's what you have to pay attention to. Not what he says, what he does, and what he doesn't do. I thought he was super special because he basically treated me like a human being with decency, aside from the God knows how many times he's flaked on me. I don't care how much you like him. I don't care how sweet he is when the 2 of you are actually together in person. When we're really into someone and they're different in ways that we're not used to being treated, and a lot of times we'll come to find out that our standards are just stupid. So what can you do? And how did this happen? After this person flaked and they text you, probably after 10 p.m. Do not give them the plethora of options in which you're available. If he takes 1 step forward, you can take a step forward. Don't step ahead of this guy with 1.5 steps when he's trying to call in, cash in a rain check. I feel like, doesn't he owe you like who knows how many rain checks by now? Did you just offer up your entire freaking weekend? That's 2 to 3 days that you're free to be on his standby while you're clearly his last resort? Don't make my mistakes. So why is it a bad idea to give this person multiple options of days, even if they have a legitimate reason with proof they flaked on you the last time? Don't, because that's saying, hey, here's wiggle room to flake on me again. And this doesn't feel good, does it? Not give them the choice of multiple days that you have free. Even if you have multiple days free, you no longer have multiple days free for this person. Well, I'll tell you what. Give them a whole weekend of options. I guarantee you they're going to text you back something along the lines of, okay, well, I'll see what's up and I'll get back to you. We'll play it by ear. Unless you like being disrespected. He'll say something like, cool, I'll let you know. Because he doesn't care. They're not committing to something. So what are you going to do? You're wasting 2 to 3 best days of the week sitting by your phone, shaving your whole fucking body, doing your hair, doing your makeup for what? For them to fall asleep? For something to come up with their friends, their family, whatever. It doesn't matter. You have to realize you're not a priority. And if they're not willing to realize your time is valuable, you need to show them. and mean it. I'm telling you, give them multiple options and just watch. He won't be able to commit to any of them because you've been on the back burner for so long. Why does he need to change now? You're going to find yourself having anxiety around texts and calls from him. You're trying to prove something, you're trying to make a point, you're trying to make a statement by not texting back right away, by not answering his calls because he doesn't do the same to you. You have to actually mean it. It's infuriating when your fuckboy is trying to cash in that rain check, yet doesn't make concrete plans that they're committing to. What is up with people who flake constantly, but still continue to watch your social media feeds, slide in your DMs twice? 0 efforts and more time wasted. So stop permitting this fuckboy to get away with it. He's just stroking your ego to let you know that he's still around, he's still interested, and then he's going to continue to test you. It is a vicious cycle, and you're the only one to stop it. Stay snapping your best life and let him watch. In fact, block him if that's going to make it a little easier for you to resist temptation when he texts you between 10 p.m. and midnight. Maybe hit you up on little text applications, but they don't actually have the decency to text you or call you. At least not before 10 p.m. And of course, once they try to weasel their way back into your lives, they're going to know everything to say. They're going to know how to be sweet. They're going to miss you. They have to be a smooth talker to get away with this behavior. Otherwise, it just doesn't work. But if they can't take 2 seconds out of their busy presidential-like schedule to make plans with you and not cancel on them, and this has happened more than twice, to commit to a day and not flake, how hard is that? Do you want to sit there and dissect exactly where it went wrong and how you got to this place? It went wrong. Why isn't he feeling you anymore? Who cares? It's something you cannot change. Where his feelings changed and where you went from hanging out for weeks at a time to not seeing each other for 2-3 months at a time, he's not going to change unless he respects your time. Why further adapt yourself to this fuckboy's schedule? What about your schedule? Let's get back to your schedule.